Hello one more time or welcome if this is your first time on my channel. My name is Wasakaka and today I'll be speaking about how to manage your expectations. Managing expectation is a term that I hear a lot lately. However, I think we have not just applied it correctly either in our workplace or in our personal life. In this video, I'm going to talk specifically about how to manage personal expectations and how this can help you have a more productive and happy 2021. Expectations are illusions or desires that we make based on our past experiences and that are also associated with the fact that there is a reasonable chance that they occur. Expectations appear after uncertainty and at a time when there is no security or knowledge about what may happen. That's why managing expectations implies being able to manage the uncertainty and the consequences that this expectation came to reality or not. In the case of managing personal expectations, we are required to be ambitious but also realistic, not to compromise more than we can do, and this requires being honest with ourselves. On the other hand, expectations are not static. They must change and must be reviewed regularly, and this means that your environment is not static, neither are you. Therefore, you should check every so often what were your expectations about a certain particular point and ask yourself if they have changed, either because your environment has changed, maybe because your goals have changed, or you changed your priorities. A year consists of 365 days, or 525,600 minutes. And yet, you tend to make expectation of all this time as it is a single unvariable block that will not be affected by the hundreds of decisions and things that happen to you every day. 521,600 minutes. That's why, in terms of personal expectations, I recommend you to turn them into more concrete objective. I invite you to see my video about the pizza theory, since applying the same principle will allow you to divide the year in smaller moments that will allow you to have more limited and realistic expectations of what your life can be this year. Therefore, expectation management implies and needs you to practice constantly and be more and more assertive when setting and writing objectives. I will explain this to you in the video on how to write a smart objective that you can find on my channel and in the description area down below. 2020 has been full of instability and radical changes in our daily life, many of them negative. It is a fact that many have lost their job, a family member, or have seen their income reduced, which has had an impact on our day to day. Without neglecting the fact we are living in confinement and communicating only through virtual meetings that make everything harder and more difficult. This is why the expectations to 2020 are so high. I keep hearing my friends and colleagues and contacts over social media saying over and over like, thanks God 2020 already ends and that 2020 everything will be good, everything will improve. The reality is that on January 1st, 2020, the world and the news were not more different than the day before, and things that everything is magically changed and disappear with the change of the year is hidden towards disappointment. Now, returning to the issue of managing expectation, what we must be clear about is that it is something complex, especially in a world that overvalues excessive optimism and sees pragmatism as something negative. If we expect too much, we can be disappointed. If we don't meet our expectations. And on the contrary, if we expect too little, then we can lose motivation to meet those expectations or goals. That's why it's so important to find a balance while we are managing and doing our expectations. My proposal is to turn the problem around, to set the expectations for 2021. Ask yourself the following question in order to divide it into dimensions of your life. This will result in greater satisfaction at the end of the year. So, for example, question number one: how can you stay in touch with your loved one if there are still limitations regarding social encounters? Or how can you improve your work motivation with the new remote work model? For example, what are you going to learn with the time you have at your disposal now that we spend less time out? How can you improve the time you spend at home to enjoy it in a better way? What can you do to improve one single professional aspect? Or what can you do to improve a single personal aspect that you want to change? Take in consideration that I'm saying just to change one aspect. This is important because if we have too many objectives at the same time, it's normal to feel overwhelmed, and this is why most of the people fail to accomplish their goals and meet their expectations for the new year. We have to take into account that the short-term environment will not change much more than what we has been in a reality during 2020, but it's going to change over time, week by week. It's okay just to be aware of the changes and try to adjust as they happen. Let me share with you some of my expectations for 2021. So maybe this can be an example for you to set up yours. First, that teleworking continues and therefore I manage better my time every afternoon and weekends in order to finish my new master in August 2021, that we can travel more safely and I am able to visit my family in other parts of the country next summer, or for example being able to publish a video every week on my channel and make this community to grow. I want to call you to reflection. Think that our environment doesn't usually change from one day to the next one. Rather, it changes little by little as day goes by and things happens to us. This year, let us put our expectation in more limited and concrete aspects that we can validate and review throughout the year. The goal is to motivate yourself with each small achievement and not to leave hope to an unrealistic goal that ultimately frustrates you. Now, let me know what were your expectations for the last year, 2020? Was any of your expectations fulfilled? Let me know also what are your expectations for 2021. Let me know in the comments area down below. Please leave your comment and experiences. Also, if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate notifications for more videos on how to become a better adult. Follow me on social media, Twitter, TikTok and Instagram at Wasakaka, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.